Okay, we should be live now. Greetings, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Thank you so much for coming to this, the very first Forever Skies AMA. My name's Greg. I'm the Community Manager for the game. Joining me alongside tonight is Pawel, our Brand Manager, and Andrzej, CEO and Gameplay Lead. Hello, guys. Thanks for joining. How are we
Hello.
today?
Very good. Thank you.
Good.
Very
Glad.
good, thank you.
I-
Great to be here.
Yeah, exactly. And I wanted to say, if I had the opportunity,
Sure.
because I hadn't the opportunity before, that I would thank all the people that are here and our community and people interested in Forever Skies. We really appreciate it. And it's very cool and very exciting that we can finally meet and talk a little bit and answer and, say some new things about Forever Skies.
Definitely. And it's also great to see lots of familiar faces as well in the chat. So hello to Wild Gaming, Jarvis, our wonderful mods. We've got B and we've got also known as Draftman, who are helping us manage the chat this evening. So great to see you guys. Naomi as well. Lots of names that I see in there and recognise. It's awesome. Thank you very much for joining us. So as you know, end of last week, we sent out a tweet, we sent out Discord messages, we sent out Steam messages as well, all to say, hey, we've got an AMA, please send us your questions and we'll answer as many of them as we can. We've been sent so many questions across those platforms. It's absolutely awesome to get so many. We're going to do our absolute best to go through as many of the questions as possible, because obviously I know there's an awful lot you guys want to know about the game, but we're also going to take some time as well in the back end of the stream to take your live questions too. We want to make sure you guys are here, get your opportunity to answer questions if you didn't get them sent to us. And like I said, because we were sent so many as well, we might not be able to get around to all of them, so if it does get missed, first of all, we're sorry. We do our best to answer it in the second half. So with that said, is there anything else that I'm missing, or are we good to go?
Definitely.
We're good to go? Okay, right. Let me just bring up the document then, because we've got many questions. So the first question we have is from Gimme5 on Steam. And they want to know how long, if you can predict, your game will be for the average player. I think this one is a good one for Andrzej.
Yeah, I will try to answer it. So we are aiming at around 20 hours. It can, of course, increase lately with additional content being added to the game. At this time, however, I would like to talk a little bit more about early access itself. So the beginning will be just an introduction to the world and to the story and how our hero got there where he is, what is his main objective, and so on and so on. During that part, we will mostly present the basic mechanics, so player will be able to learn the rules, know something about the world, and as soon as he will be ready, we will introduce the more sandbox mechanics. So player will be able to focus on exploring, on unlocking new devices, new parts, new location, and so on, as well as expanding and customization the ship.
Excellent. And a question from Peyton, I guess, as a follow-up question to that, is 20 hours excluding side missions?
So, survival game are mostly like a sandbox with a lot of things that you can unlock, a lot of things that you can find, and so on and so on. So yeah, definitely, it won't be everything in our game. It's mostly about what we are aiming that you can finish main story and so on, but the game will be probably much bigger.
There we go. Thank you very much for that, Andrzej. So we'll move on to the next question then. The next one comes from Jarvis Sensei TTV on Discord. They would like to know, will it be playable on the Steam Deck? Which I think is a great question, and hell damn, that would be so cool. That would be something that we would absolutely love to do. Once the Steam Deck, once it gets into our hands, whenever that might be, we will test Forever Skies on it. Do our best to optimize it and hopefully make it accessible for you guys. But there's no official plans for us to put it onto Steam Deck, but absolutely we would definitely like to if we have the opportunity. The next one comes from Goldberger, a regular in our Discord, and they want to know, what is the estimated planned time it will take for version 1.0 to come after early access has been opened?
Yeah, so our basic plan is to spend like about 20 months in early access, and I hope that we will see each of you guys here with us during the time. So there is a quite exciting adventure ahead of us, and I can't wait to show the roadmap and talk about what's going to happen in early access. But right now, we can only say that one of the first and most important updates that will come in early access is adding the cooperative mode that player will be able to play together with 4 person.
Which I think we're all excited for.
Yeah,
for sure. Okay, brilliant. And moving on then. So the next one again comes from Discord, and this one's from Tel. Tel wants to know, it's quite a long one, this one. Will there be pressure for the player to keep moving, or will they be able to progress at their own pace? Obviously, the beginning of any survival game is a bit of a scramble to get the basics under control, food, water. But once we've got food, water covered, can we play Airship Architect for a while and have the story wait for us? Pawel, did you want to take this one?
Yeah, no problem, of course. So we are not going to like rush players through the game. I think important part is to enjoy it at your own pace, the way you want. We're putting a lot of effort on making sure that that as long as you have enough food, water, or resources, you can just sort of take it slow, build your ship the way you want, customize the way you want. You will be able to sort of resolve some problems that might appear with having like a more equipped ship, be it energy or fuel, or for example, just do stuff the way you want with additional blueprint you will find here and there. So no need to rush. You can pick up the story anytime you would want. Talking about the story, it will be added a little bit later, but that's the thing that will pop up probably in a few questions later down the line.
Yeah, we definitely want to make sure we get gameplay right absolutely first. That is our priority, and then, like I say, story will come a little bit later after that. That's right. Cool. Okay, so we will move on then. So the next question we had come through came from Boss Guy 4986, another regular in our Discord. They want to know, will there be any other biomes in the game other than below the dust and above the dust? Pretty good one for Andrzej.
I would say it's a little bit hard for me to say if there will be something more than just the word above and below the dust. But international, we are using the concept of biomes a little bit different. So for us, they are most about types of the location that player will be able to visit in both of these spaces, so above and below the dust. Right now, we have shown only 4 types of location. As I remember, we've shown garden location, workshop location, turbines, and antennas. And this is just the beginning, so it will be much more in a game.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. Moving on then. So the next one comes from B462, one of our wonderful mods this evening. B wants to know, where does the team draw inspiration from? And I guess I'll take this one just to not keep pushing on to Andrzej. We take inspiration from many different places. In terms of actual gameplay structure, obviously we love survival games in the studio, so the main 3 being Subnautica, Green Hell, and Raft as well. We take great inspiration from them, but in terms of the actual vision and idea and story behind Forever Skies, a lot of that comes from very real world issues that a lot of our team have experienced in the studio. As you may know, we are a Polish studio, and majority of our team live in Poland, in Wrocław, in Krakow, and many different places. So, over the last few years, people in Krakow especially have been receiving messages from official sort of setups saying, please, do not go outside. It's dangerous to go outside. Keep windows shut, etc. Things like that, because the smog and just like the conditions outside. Is it like something like the top 10 most affected cities across the world for pollution? And there was even sort of what's the word I'm looking for? There was even a science. Well, I'll just say it this way: there was a scientist in Krakow, the University of Krakow, who said, in order for you to breathe clean air, you would need to be at least 100 meters up into the air in order to breathe clean air. That's how bad the situation is, and that kind of maybe got us thinking that's something we need to discuss, and maybe something we need to bring and put in front of people, put into people's sort of minds the issue of this is a very real world issue. And I love survival games, and it's sort of combine the two. I guess that's my take on it. I don't know if you two want to add anything else to that.
I will only add that we decided to go with first-person perspective because most of the team have experienced it. So we're working on, for example, Dying Light, the medium, and so on and so on. So this is one of our initial ideas. So let's start with something that we know, we are familiar, and we love to create. Maybe in future we're gonna move the camera for more the TPP perspective, but for Forever Skies, we wanted definitely to create first-person perspective. And we believe that this is like the most immersive way to tell a story at the moment.
And there is another element to add to the inspirations. I would love to add movies here.
Of course. Yeah.
I think one of the main ones would be The Martian, where the scientist takes the main stage and takes over the different challenges that the planet is throwing at him.
Yeah.
And another one that was really influential is The Annihilation, which I think is still available on Netflix. A good two movies that definitely were inspirational for us, beside the games, of course.
The funny thing is, when you're talking about Annihilation, because it was most biggest reference and inspiration for Under the Dust location. So we are not telling a little too much about the location, but you can imagine if you look on Annihilation how it looks inside the movie.
Awesome, thanks. So let's move on. So the next question comes from Finally Rage in Discord, and they want to know, what are we most excited to show off?
So yeah, if I can
go for it.
So like I said, I mean, mostly what we have shown before was the Under the Dust location. So this is what we are like working and showing at the moment. But personally, I just can't wait for the moment when we're gonna show how the world below the dust looks. It's hundreds of years have passed. The fauna and flora have completely evolved, and the world under the dust is like a postcard, is a showcase that represents that Earth is no longer a place for humans. And I completely can't wait when we'll be able to show it to players.
Yeah, there we go. Fantastic. So we've got most of our questions came from Discord. I'm starting to realise this. The next one comes from Sugarflame18, again in Discord. They want to know, how dangerous can some of the environments in the game get? Probably Pawel is probably best for this one, I think.
Yeah, I think that I would say environments above the dust can be quite dangerous, depending on sort of the stage of the game for the player. They are manageable, but like if your technology level is rather low, it will be difficult to kind of even find the simplest one as a good resource for clean water, or the food that is not contaminated in some way, or simply dangerous because you can get sick eating it. There are also places where you can be attacked by some critters. You had a hint of how some of them at least look in one of our latest trailer. And while most of the time the attack might simply take some health out of you, sometimes you can get additional effects that are longer in sort of they are longer term, and they can make players' life difficult. The thing changed significantly when you're going under the dust. We have not really show more and talk about it before, so I don't want to really to spoil too much, but just I can tell you that the danger below is way higher, and you can find like the difference above the dust is more like you're visiting a sort of human civilization cemetery, and then you're going down under the dust and you're visiting like a new world that evolved in our absence, and that can be
evolved new world.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, let's not sing Aladdin on the stream. That's a terrible idea. Hollow Mind actually kind of added on to that a little bit there in the chat. They want to know, do we know if the world under the dust is going to be a full open area, or if there's going to be small pre-built locations to explore? Is that something we can talk about?
I guess we can tell a little bit. So I would say it's a mix. Right now, because guys, we are still working and trying to find what's the best gameplay there. But right now, our approach is to create more like smaller areas that you need to explore. And when you progress through the game, you will be like finding bigger and bigger and bigger spaces and so on. So it's, I would say, combination of both of that ideas, things of how location can be created.
There we go. Hopefully that answers your question. The next one again comes from Goldberger. Again, we kind of asked this one because it's well, actually, it's kind of like a two-part question. So first of all, they want to know what is the worst / funniest bug you've had in the game so far. I guess for me, probably the funniest one I had is pretty much when I first started with Far From Home. It was a very, very early build. We still had sort of weather tied just to the airship, as opposed to just like the entire world. So this is still very early kind of build. This was. And you could see it. So, say if you went to a larger location, you came back to your airship, like there was rain just around your airship, but it was fine everywhere else. It kind of looked like the airship had a bit of a bad day, like a really old school cartoon, which I always thought was really funny. I don't know if you guys have any other ones, or if you want to challenge the next question that Goldberger asks. Yeah.
I mean, from myself, I would say that all the times when we are working on IK systems, that player is able to walk correctly on a different shapes of a different ground, and the same for creatures, as we are not saying exactly what it is, but looking what kind of different issue we had, when sometimes the creature is putting leg not in the spot that we thought it's gonna be or something like that. It's always very funny for me.
Brilliant. And Goldberger also.
Before you will go ahead,
Yeah.
I think I had an idea about and it happened not just to me but to other people from the team. So our main key art, where you can see behind me, where our scientist looks towards the airship, sort of going away, is an actual record of a couple of bugs that we had in the game, where you've been trying to sort of land on a location and the ship sort of went.
Flies away. Yeah.
So just looking at it, hey, bye.
Awesome, good stuff. And to be fair, I think I have a screenshot of that old one. So maybe if I ask nicely, they might let me share that with members of the Discord. Maybe sometime next week. The one with the rain over the airship, but I'll have to ask nicely. Oh, there we go, brilliant. There you go. If you're in the Discord, I'll be able to show you the screenshot. Okay, cool. So we've got just a few more questions here left from the list, and then we'll get to your questions in the chat. So the next one, Goldberg, like I say, followed up by asking, what has been the most challenging things when working on Forever Sky? So I guess that was your answer, wasn't it, Andrzej?
Yeah.
Brilliant. I'll move on to the next one then.
Always talking about challenge is what I love mostly. So it's a very cool question. I love it, and I would say that normally I will for a short time like put CEO cap on myself. So normally as a CEO, I would say that hiring people, securing the funding, like this should be the biggest challenges for us as a startup company. However, our story is a little bit different. So, we started exactly at the moment when pandemic started. So it was completely different challenge for us. We needed to learn exactly in the very quick time, what does it mean to work without office? What does it mean to work mostly remotely? Even right now, we still don't have office. We're still working remotely. How to hire people that you never saw, and so on and so on. So it was quite a challenge. And it was just the beginning. 1 year later, what's happened is the war that we have just, outside our country, and it's not like helping. That we mostly want to focus on what we are love, so creating the games, and we are looking on the positive sides. But if we talk about challenges and from the production perspective, I would say the most important and most hardest thing is to think about idea of a game that player will love. If you look at the survival genre, there's a lot of titles, a lot of games, and a lot of different settings. So figure out something unique, something that players want to play was quite a huge challenge. And I would say this was the biggest one.
That's great. I just have to stop you just for a second because apparently we've got frozen face cams at the minute, and I don't quite know why that is. But hey, what's a stream without a few technical issues? So
Exactly.
I think, to be fair, I think it should hopefully catch up very soon because the video seems to be playing fine. All right, maybe it just needs to catch up. So yeah, shall we just continue on? The next question comes from CMAC. They want to know, how much do we interact with colossal life forms? PJ?
Well, let me start with this. We love kaiju. We love the leviathans from Subnautica, and as a tribute to that inspirational creatures, we were hoping that maybe our game can benefit from sort of entities or life forms of that size. And one of our trailers sort of confirmed the existence. I am unable to give you more detailed information at this moment, but I'm hoping, once we are ready to show them, yeah, you will be in awe, let's put it that way,
And now our pictures have completely gone. Oh, wow. Typical. Right, never mind. Okay, well, I'll tell you, even if you can't see our faces, if you want to, I guess we could just put this stream just back on hold for 1 minute and we could probably get our faces back. Would that be okay? Yeah? Are you happy for that?
Yeah, that's right.
We could just put the stream... Oh, hang on. There we go.
Wait. Seems we're back.
Are we back? Are we working?
Okay, seems we're back.
It looks to me like we're frozen again. I don't know what I did, but something seemed to work. Maybe if we just keep
No matter what, very important is that it works.
I guess so. Right, so we'll just move on to the next question then. So Sugarflame18 wants to know, what effects can illnesses and diseases contracted in game have on the player?
So I can try to answer it. I guess we are not going very deeply at the moment with what kind of effects these and all the viruses we have inside, but I wanted to tell you about one that for me is super amazing and it's very unique. So, for example, imagine that there is one virus that makes you like you are not allowed because it will take a damage if you're going to look directly in the sun. And think about that you are like using airship, you're flying, and there's like different times. Sometimes you're playing during the day, sometimes during the night, and it can completely change. For example, with this virus, you won't play mostly at the night. But for me, the biggest and the coolest experience was, because we have extraction and you can remove some parts of the building. And when you are infected with the virus, for example, you're removing the metal part, and then the sun is just in front of your face and it's burning you. So yeah, this is like an emergent story, a gameplay element that can happen with the virus. And this is what we believe. I mean, it's not only about statics. It's not only about, that you need to drink more or something like that. We want the virus to change a little bit the gameplay. And this is what we're aiming.
Cool. And Kanator on Discord wants to know, has it interacted with the community since the game reveal affected development in any way? So, for instance, something perceived in a way you didn't intend or suggest, giving you new ideas you want to implement. And how do we feel about that one, Pawel?
First of all, I want to say that we are trying to document and just write down all the stuff that are coming from the community to us. While I can't really speak about any very detailed examples of when the ideas of community actually being implemented into a game, I can tell you about one thing that sort of aligned, and we felt that, yes, this is exactly where we want to be. So at some stage, we've been working on the special sort of additional function of the extractor, which can, beside gaining resources, also slowing down the enemies that you may encounter. And, we haven't been really sure about if this specific feature makes sense, but then at some stage, a couple of members of the community actually came back to us just like from different sources, different directions, and suggested that we would, basically maybe implement something like that. And, then we felt that our minds aligned, and, it was something that we felt it's working and it should be in the game. What I wanted to add here is that we really want you guys to be involved in the development, and we have a very cool announcement by the end of this stream about how we want to do it. But yeah, like, we're going to speed it up now, and I hope you will like it, because like, we are absolutely nothing without you. So
True.
Let's do this.
Yep.
So finally, we've got 2 questions left from the pre-list. The last one comes from Opposite Sleeper on Twitter. They want to know, I imagine that each team member has their own answer, but what is the one thing that you, or us, are the most excited for fans to get to experience in Forever Skies? What did you guys create that has you really excited? So I guess I'll go first. So for me, personally, I'm most excited for people to experience the Under the Dust levels, purely because we haven't shown any of that yet, and it'd be really cool to see what you guys think. Pawel?
For me, I am really looking forward to different builds of the airship. So I'm finding our build tool very, very cool, and I want to see this personal touch by our players, and I think we'll be regularly hosting contests for different build of the week or something like that. And yeah, that's what I'm really looking forward to.
Andrzej?
I would say it's one of the mechanics that we are not talking yet, so it's boosters. And as we talk about viruses and the disadvantage, how they are impacting how you play, in some state in the game, you will be able to sequence virus and to create booster that will benefit for you and will change a little bit how you can interact with environment and so on and so on. So this is what I'm super excited about.
Excellent. And we do have one little question that was just thrown at the bottom. It's just a little question. Subtra in Discord wants to know, when is early access? Just a little question that I'm sure no one's really too fussed about. No?
Yeah, I know. So guys, we're working really hard on bringing this game to you, and I am, I can't wait to see you playing. But that work is still ongoing. We recently we sort of reached another milestone, and what's going to happen is, I'm seeing the chat.
I've seen all the soon TMs.
Yeah,
all the trademark soons.
Next,
I'm sorry about that. That's my fault. I started a thing. The thing's
I know
now.
you did. I know you did. So the next thing that will happen is we're moving into sort of more advanced internal testing. And once this is that phase is finished, we will get the testing to you guys, and that will probably make us move us closer to the actual early access release. But I am unable at this stage to give you a specific time and date. Please stay with us. I don't know, Andrzej, if you want to add something here.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that I love that you avoided using the word soon in all the senses you said.
Great job, lads. That's right.
Right.
Great job.
Fantastic. Okay, cool. So they're all the questions that we've been sent. But like we say, we want to give you guys an opportunity to ask us some questions too. And we've seen that throughout the chat that you've been sending in whilst we've been going through the ones that were previously sent to us. So what we're going to do is now we're going to pick a few from the ones that we've sent through to us over the last sort of half an hour or so. We are going to run over a little bit, it looks like, from what we've had planned time-wise, because there are that many questions. We want to get to as many of you as possible. So if you don't answer our questions, first of all, we'll do our best to answer as many of them as possible. But if you are on our Discord, or if you follow us on Twitter or on Steam, please just drop those questions in and we'll get to you as soon as we possibly can with it. But like I say, let's start working our way through the questions that were sent. So let us start with... So Bilgin wants to know, will you be including mod support? Will we be including mod support, I should say?
I think having people adding their personal touch to the game is something that makes every single game live for way longer than any creator would be able to. And while I can't really be more precise when it comes to the sort of the time of implementing mod tools, I think user-generated content is a valid and very valuable thing. We would love to have it. So yeah, at some stage for sure.
Excellent. Blue Master asked, how much will it cost and when will it appear approximately in what month? Again, I think we've pretty much we've answered that already regarding when early access will be. And in terms of cost, again, that's really is TBD, to be honest with you, unless you guys can shed any more light on that. I'm going to take this answer as a no.
Yeah.
No. We can sell what we are aiming because I'm pretty sure it's public on our Discord, but it's not like 100% that this is what's going to happen. So
yeah,
I'm not
it's
sure
it's ballpark. It's $20 ballpark on our Discord. But again, like these things change, and it's far too early for us to say. But really, still though, thank you for your question. Jinx asked, is this really replayable like Subnautica or The Long Dark?
So we are not like at the moment thinking about what's gonna happen after how to restart the game, but we are mostly thinking about the sandbox experience that you will have inside our game. So even when you complete the story, it doesn't mean that you have found or discovered everything in game. So we believe the players will want to stay a little bit longer. But about New Game Plus or something like that, this is still something we need to think about it. Right now, we're mostly focused on the experience just of the first playthrough.
Yeah, brilliant. And Plague Doctor has they have two questions. So first one here is, will there be an endless mode? And two, in co-op, is it possible to have multiple ships? So I guess the first one here is, will there be an endless mode? I guess by that they mean, will you be able to continue playing it forever after the story's done?
Yeah,
I mean, the title of the game kinda gives it away.
True, very true.
Yeah.
And in co-op, is it possible for us to have multiple ships?
No. We are aiming at experience that all 4 players are working on the same ship, but they can have a different roles. So, for example, one is more about control, one is about gathering resources, the third person is about customization or maybe building new devices, and so on and so on. So, if I could compare that to other games, I would say that Raft is very in the same line as what we want to achieve with the cooperative mode.
Excellent. The next one comes from Hollow Mind. They want to know, do we know if the world under dust is... Oh, hang on, no, we've already had that one. I do apologise. The next one, was... Finally, Rage. Again, is EA going to be core feature complete or just a portion of what we want to do? So is early access going to be just the core features? Or is it just a portion of what we want to do?
PJ?
Well, I believe the core features are very important. So we're preparing right now something that is called vertical slice build, and this is a slice of a cake that the whole game should be. We believe that most of the things that we're telling you guys should be in it. Of course, there are time constraints, and we cannot really prolong the release of the early access for years and work on this game in sort of development stage for years. So we will have to at some stage release it. We have a very strict list of the features that should be in the core sort of group of things delivered in early access. So yeah, that's the plan.
Yeah. Excellent. Sorry, did you have something to add, Andrzej? No? Nope. Brilliant.
PJ did great.
He did, absolutely. So Daniel wants to know, how did you handle potential issue that the game world might feel empty for some players, or to be precise, what is going to make me feel like the world of Forever Skies is full?
So I would say it's a very good question, and we are still learning how to do all the stories and all the different experience for the players. So first of all, our main goal was to create a procedurally generated world, so we can control what's going to happen when during your exploration. So this was first layer. The second is how we randomize the location and the story on them. I mean, sometimes we'll find a lore seal, sometimes we'll find different devices, and so on and so on. So we want like to players feel constantly that is something unique, something new to discover. And probably it's gonna happen the same when we are flying. So, for example, you will notice something that is like new kind of location, new light in a further distance. So you want to visit it. So you maybe sometimes change your own agenda. So, for example, you thought that you want to go in that direction, but after seeing something, you're gonna change it and to move to the other. But this is one of the things that we really need to make sure that our work is working together. So early access probably will be the time when we're gonna try to analyze, talk, and see what are the best parts of our game and what you guys want to do inside the world and how we can improve the experiment, the feeling and for fuck's sake, sorry. So how we can, expand and create the greatest experience together.
Brilliant, excellent. With just a few more questions here, then we're going to take just a few more. So Zero Smoky asks, will you go beta test for content creators only, or will beta testing be open to all who register in time? Is there a pre-selection for beta testers, etc.? Pawel, maybe that's a good one for you to answer.
To be honest, this is to be determined yet. We'd love players of different kinds, not just content creators, to be able to play it and give us feedback. So we'll definitely let you guys know what our decisions regarding that specific stage of our game. Yeah.
Great. And Sea Dweller wants to know virus sequencing. Can you go into a little more detail with that? No. Next.
No. I can try a little bit. I mean, what we're trying to do. I mean, the virus sequences is the moment when you are using, the viruses that were discussed a little bit earlier and the booster. So this is the moment where you're changing the virus in a booster, in a short way. What we're trying to achieve here is to show that our player is a scientist and he is using your scientific approach to survive. So it's gonna be very cool mini game there. We are not showing it yet, as I know, but
Wow.
I think it will be very, very cool experience and very unique. I mean, for myself, I never saw something like that in a survival game.
Okay, and sort of Wide Gaming and Jason Simmons have kind of both asked kind of the same question, but they want to know, once we enter early access, are you planning on smaller regular updates or big ones less frequently? Is it going to be a one-time purchase? Will there be expansions, season passes, DLCs later? Do we have any sort of continual plan for updating with updates, etc.? Is what they both kind of want to know.
Yeah, but we are talking after early access, after releasing the full version of the game.
Well, yeah, this is true. Wide Gaming wants to know specifically, and within early access, then will there be regular updates or big ones less frequently?
Oh, okay. So I would say we really would love to create them as a regular update, like more regular, smaller one, less regular, but still regular, a bigger one. But right now our roadmap is still, in development. We have ideas what's gonna be like first, second update, and so on and so on. We have some of the mechanics already in the development, but yeah, we need still a little bit more time, and we are not yet ready to tell about it. But we definitely will focus, and we'll try to do it as regular as possible.
That's great. Okay, so I pretty much think that's most of the questions. I know there have been a few more which have come through, and there's some that we haven't answered that have been sent to us. And like I said before, please just send them in whatever your chosen platform is, and myself or one of the other devs will get back to you just as soon as we can. But just to sort of finish up this thing, we didn't want to sort of just leave it on just answering questions. So we have got something that. Actually something that Pawel alluded to just a little bit earlier on, so that we'd like to explain with regards to our community and development of Forever Skies. So, Andrzej, did you want to start talking about this?
I think I will try, because, guys, it's amazing what's happened already. We have more than 20,000 people that are following our Steam page. We have more than 1,600 people on a Discord channel. So it's like a lot of people are interested in Forever Skies, in a game that we are creating, and we feel that we promised from the very beginning that we will try to work together, and we are at the stage with the productions where we can push it a little further. So we want to involve you guys in a development process, and it will start this Friday. I mean, literally, because I am here and I'm trying to answer the questions, and what I should do right now is trying to create a dev system and prototype it and so on and so on. So because I'm not able to do it, and we thought, yeah, maybe we're gonna ask and we're gonna talk with you guys how to create them. So on Friday, Greg accepted, and he decided that he's gonna help. So we're gonna create a survey when we're gonna ask questions about different game, your perspective about the different dev system in other games and so on. What do you love? What do you prefer? And we can try to find maybe something much better that I can do myself, and try to improve and get and create Forever Skies much better game. But of course, it won't be just one shot. We want to do it regularly. So every few weeks, some part of the development will create a survey, we'll talk with you, we'll ask a question, so you can be involved in the moment of the production. Where are we right now? Because we believe this is the time, this is the moment when we are ready to work together with community and development together.
Yeah, I think it is great. I mean, I think one thing that people say with survival games is getting that death mechanic right, and this is why we want to sort of get your feedback. Obviously, a lot of you guys here are massive fans of survival games, and you know what works, what doesn't work, what you think should be done better. So, like Andrzej said, on Friday I will be putting a survey together regarding a player death system, and what it's basically just to try and get a feel for what you guys feel works best as a death mechanic for a survival game. And whatever kind of majority will be, that is what we will look potentially to implement into the game. So it's something that we all enjoy because it's kind of what we all wanted to see. And like I say, there will be more of these surveys as well, because we want to involve you guys. You guys are very important to what we do. You are the most important thing to what we do. So it's our way of including you in that development, as we said we would do. So yeah, keep your eye out. If you're not part of our Discord, make sure you join. The links are in our bio here on YouTube. You can find it on Steam. You can find it on Twitter. If you're not part of our Discord, the survey will be going in this Friday, and it'll be running through till next Tuesday. And yeah, get your answers in, and we will use your feedback accordingly, and we will share the results with you as well, of course.
Yeah.
And that's everything. So, is there anything else that you two would like to add just before we end the stream?
I think I wanted to thank everyone to spend some time with us. This is not the very last AMA we are planning to do, and I'm looking forward to next ones. And thank you so much. Thanks the mods, thanks everyone.
Yeah, thank you, B. Thank you, Draftman. Really appreciate. Can't speak now. It's towards the end of the stream. We really appreciate your help. We have ran over on time quite significantly, but it's fine. We're going to hang out with you guys, so it's not the end of the world. Thanks again. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we shall see you next time. Thanks. Bye bye, everyone.
Thank you very much.